Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit, where, first of all, I'm feeling a little bit better. So that's a plus. Also, in the last episode, we learned that Sean is the son of President Wang. So, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Sean, he was my dad? It can't have been easy learning the truth about his father's identity so unexpectedly. And too late to ever get to know him. You know how hard I tried to find him? Sean, I get it. He was the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me, right there on the set. So why? Why didn't he just say something? Why didn't he tell me who he was? I'm sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I hadn't broken my promise to you, that fire would never have happened, and he wouldn't have... I've ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean, please, you mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here with me. Just for a little while. Bond between parent and child is symbolized by the lion lily. I'm no expert, but it's native to Xingfa, so I know that much at least. Sadly, we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now.
I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us.
You're right.
I believe we've learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case?
I wouldn't know. He took those to the grave with him. He never shared his thoughts with anybody. There's no way of knowing now what he figured out.
What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what we learned from Kay's reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago?
You know, I think we might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Now all we need to do is follow them. All the way to the truth. Oh, wait, what now? The real story of the SS5 incident. The president went to the orphanage that night, that much we know for sure. The Taurosaurus toy proves it. He must have gone there to meet with Amelie Fenn. Except he was kidnapped, and Alldown happened to see it. If Alldown hadn't been there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. Instead, they had to move his body to the planters and stage that photo to throw everybody off the scent. So that's our current theory, is it? SS5 incident case file data updated in my organizer. 12-year-old incident in which President Wang was kidnapped and the sole witness was murdered. But there's something I still don't understand. There is. Why was staging the picture? They would have had to force the president to play along. What if he hadn't? Well, I mean, he was kind of held at gunpoint.
That's a good question. We may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there one deduction at a time.
Yeah, I guess we will. Alright, deduce away. Huh.
Hold it!
Nothing should be taken for granted at this stage. We need to treat even the seemingly certain with caution. Can we really be sure that the president went to the orphanage?
I get it. You want evidence? This is a nice change of pace for people asking you to show them proof, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to actually say it out loud, Kay.
Hold it!
The plushie. It has a recording device concealed inside it, correct?
It does. It was used by Sean's mother, Amelie.
And then to record a message asking the president to meet her at the orphanage at midnight.
Wow! You're finishing each other's sentences now? What a team! You two will peel away the layers of truth like an onion, I'm sure of it.
You do realize that there's nothing underneath all the layers of an onion, don't you, Kay? Could you try to say something a little less unfortunate sounding?
You two will peel away the layers of the truth like the skin of a wolf, I'm sure of it. Oh no. He said less unfortunate sounding. Shall I continue? I love this game.
Now could we go over the details once again? This is Mr. Alldown saw the president being kidnapped from right by the orphanage.
And he was standing next to the snowman. No. The murderer crept up behind him, grabbed a brick, and... Oh... Eek!
Now calm down, Kay. We're simply verifying our understanding of events.
Yeah, well, that little outburst just blew my understanding out of my ears. Sorry. I know we have to go over all this again, but can we do it less dramatically? Got an alert on my phone. I was like, ooh, do I need to deal with that? Maybe. Really? Fine. I'm happy to keep answering if you're happy to keep asking.
Hold it!
If Mr. Alldown hadn't been there, huh? That's an interesting suggestion. Care to explain?
Yeah. Not a whole lot to explain. He saw the kidnapping, so he was murdered. If he hadn't been there, maybe the kidnapping could have happened without any blood being spilled. Would it? I'm not... I don't know that I'm sold on this idea. But could it? Yeah. What do I have, though? He makes it sound as if it was Mr. Alldown's fault he was murdered.
That's not what Agent Lang is saying, Kay. What he means is that Mr. Alldown was the only person who died at the orphanage that night.
Well, of course he was. They kidnapped the president and everything. Wait, no, we know that's not true. But the ransom was paid and he came back home safely, right? She's right, of course, but why does something bother me about that? Because didn't we see... I think it might be worth taking another look at all the evidence. Finish discussing things with your assistant, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's continue, shall we? Right, but why do I have to do that? Because there was blood already, right?
This is another very important part of our current theory. Shall we go over all the details again?
Sure, probably a good idea. Alright, first, what did Alldown see? He saw the president being kidnapped from right in front of the building.
But the kidnappers were keen to avoid any suggestion they might be connected with the orphanage.
Yep, so they replaced the film in Alldown's camera and staged a photograph of kidnapping occurring further away from the building.
Indeed. And then they moved Mr. Alldown's body to a location consistent with what the picture showed.
Secrets buried underneath the snow 12 years ago are finally coming to light. And we're sure that's what really happened that night? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I get the sense we're still not seeing everything, that there's something else at play behind it all.
There is, but what?
There's a piece of evidence we've discovered that Agent Lang's theory can't explain. We have to present him with it and develop our thinking further.
The president went to the orphanage that night, that much you know for sure. Tour search try proves that he must have gone there. He was kidnapped. Alldown happened to see it. Alright, nothing there. If Alldown hadn't been there, there wouldn't have been a murder. I think... What do I have that disproves that, though? What do we get from fire? One of the children set the orphanage yard on fire as a prank sometime during the evening of the incident. I don't think that helps. Oh, this mysterious blood stain left on the scene of the murder 12 years ago. The blood wasn't Alldown's. There we go.
You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Alldown hadn't witnessed the kidnapping? But is that really the case?
Why wouldn't it be? Their main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there hadn't been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody.
Yet it remains plausible that Mr. Alldown wasn't the only person killed that night. There was a large pool of blood between the planters, but Mr. Alden was murdered over by the snowman. It can't have belonged to him.
Pluston. No, we figured that out.
What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else?
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. You do realize what you're saying, don't you?
I do, it's hard to believe. I'll be the first to admit it. But it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two.
You're saying they covered up a whole separate murder? But whose? Who else was killed that night? Whoever covered up this other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. They even seem to have been able to avoid it being mentioned in the files. But they didn't quite get rid of everything. We have a piece of evidence from 12 years ago they never managed to erase?
This clearly shows that something else happened that night.
Ah, beg pardon? Well, we have this. One of the children set fire to the yard during the evening before the incident, so that doesn't help. Picture drawn by a child who caused the fire during the incident 12 years ago. It depicts what he saw the night of the incident. Oh, is that it? Hold on. Victim was struck. Believed to have been murdered during a call where he was detailing something he had witnessed. Approximately 1 a.m. Loss of blood resulting from a blow to the back of the head with a brick. That all kind of lines up. Tell final call. Left on Rosie Rimmer's phone detailing what Aldown saw. Hey Rosie, it's me. I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. There's another team with the lights out, so I can't quite see, but it looked like he was being kidnapped anyway. Probably nothing, but I thought I should let you know. And then he was killed. Okay. Bloody button, Aldown's right hand. The blood is his, but we know it came from the snowman. And this was staged. Victim's shoes, not actually Aldown's shoes. They appear to have been placed on his feet by the culprit after the murder took place. This is really all I have. Depicts what he saw the night of the incident.
Take that!
I'm gonna go with this.
Excelsius Winter tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness. But there was one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress, thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lang.
My father?
Cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with all the other evidence from the crime scene. The existence of the child who set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Winter wish to erase him from the record? Because he saw something he should not have, that's why.
He did? What was it?
It's right here in this picture.
The picture my father kept.
I think we can all agree that's the president on the right-hand side.
Yep.
That's the Torosaurus toy in his hand. But who's that standing across from him?
Oh, I know this one. Where are you, dude?
Take that!
Boom.
Eastern robes and a black dog. That can only be Bodhidharma Canis.
What? That creepy assassin guy?
What would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? I can think of only one thing. That's right, it wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. It was an assassination.
What? Warden Lagarde and Chairman Winter were...
Yes, I think they were complicit. More than complicit, in fact. One provided the venue for the killing. The other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed it. Mr. Alden was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination. Not the kidnapping he thought it to be at all.
You think I'm an idiot? How could the president have died 12 years ago? We only found his body this morning. He was alive and well until just recently. Yeah, we even met him.
Indeed. So we have a president killed 12 years ago and a president killed in the last 48 hours. The two presidents, in other words.
Right, which is completely impossible.
Nor is it. I think it's entirely possible for there to be two presidents.
What? In fact, that would explain a lot. But regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Jingfa Net may be a big country, but he held that place together. The president Agent Lang spoke of was a noble and capable leader. Oh my god, the presidential mask has well and truly slipped. That wasn't... So they killed the real president and a fake president? Entirely unlike the man we met. It really did seem as if they were two completely different people. But how could one country have two presidents? What could explain a situation like that?
This is how it was possible for there to be two presidents.
They were twins? One was a bot... Ooh, I actually don't... They were twins or one was a body double? I feel like... This is the most likely? Because I feel like if there were twins, like, the country would have known? Like, there wouldn't be news to Lang, is my guess.
One of the two is a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense.
A body double.
The President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Jingfa, the figure on the world stage.
They did say he changed. I swear they said it was 12 years ago.
There must have been countless attempts on his life over the years, such as the one at Gourd Lake only a few days ago.
It's true, there were more than a few assassination attempts. That doesn't mean I'm about to accept that there was more than one president. Now, without proof, do we have any proof that there was more than one president? What? What? Oh my god, I have literally no idea. Forged the letter, that's not, maybe. Alright, hold on. Before I spend creature feature flyer, not gonna help big buildings out of there right now. What about this? Teach on Wang, gunshot residue detected on the right hand, flecks of yellow substance found stuck in the clothing, identified as lion lily pollen. Okay, nope, none of that. That helps. I'm proof we have that there's more than one president, are you kidding me? The behind the scenes photo. The Torosaurus head model, first generation Torosaurus design. See, I fell from the roof. No. Torosaurus plushie belonging to President Wang. It can record and playback sound, which I can't listen to. And Judge Gavel. No footage of the president riding the elevator down to leave. Miss Hart's statement. Sean's rehearsal tapes. Blue Truck Mechanic Club. IS-7 case related. Oh, this is the Artie Frost, Simpson Tangora. Carmelo Gusto and Artie Frost's sons both. I'm waiting for them to come into this. Both visit Tangarora's mansion up through the day before the incident. From the day of the incident onward, their whereabouts are unknown. Report on Knight. We're darling some sort of connection between Knight and Canis. As you know, we've been trying to find out who Canis plays his silly correspondence. Just came with them, let me know. We'll be pulling Canis Knight into my office tomorrow for thorough grilling. And admit he's Canis' lackey if it's the last thing I do. So you do your bit too and retrieve the package we laid to rest 12 years ago. I'm sure it's still right in front of the planter where we left it. Bug, Miss Lloyd's tape. Carved from on top of his body by Sean. This is fine. The sole witness murdered. Occurred February 10th, 12 years ago. President Jingfa was kidnapped and ransomed for $100 million. President's presence at embassy until mid... Oh, wait. At midnight, witness all fall down was murdered. His body moved and a photograph of the kidnapping staged. I believe... this is trying to imply he was in two places at once, because... Agent Lang's dad until midnight, but he was supposed to meet Emily at the orphanage at midnight. Hold on. That doesn't help. Kill at 1 a.m. though. I think this is it. I think this is strongly implying that at midnight he was at 2 different places. I'm gonna go for I have literally no other ideas. I don't think he noticed the contradiction staring him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it? What's the matter, Mr. Prosecutor? You're pretty quiet all of a sudden.
When Emily Flynn's recording, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at that time.
Huh? How come?
Because he was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang.
So he had noticed.
The only way he could have been in 2 places at once is if there were 2 of him.
Oh. So the real president, that was the one who...
Died 12 years ago? I think it might have been.
But why? No. Who would have hired Canis to murder the president? In order to figure that out, we'll need to look again at the piece of evidence we recently discovered was a fake. The fake evidence, what was it again? What, the shoes or the... Oh, I bet it's that.
The picture taken with Mr. Aldon's camera was staged sometime after his murder. Mr. Aldon was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, the photograph too must have been taken after the real president's death. So who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so that he could take his place permanently.
And then be on the receiving end of endless assassination attempts? It seems like a bad deal.
Excelsius winner Fifi the guard helped him do it.
Wait, you don't even have a body to support your theory. Are you telling me it magically disappeared?
No, in fact, we know exactly where it wound up. The president's body was here the whole time.
Was that what they tried to dig up? Dig up some ransom money. It wasn't ransom money. I bet that's it.
The chairman winner dug something up last night. Something he couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. We thought it might have been the ransom money. But it was actually something even more important.
Wait, you mean...
That's right, the real president's body. I think it's highly likely anyway.
What?
The body may have decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones would surely have remained. Mr. Powers informed us that construction is due to start here sometime soon.
So they had to.
Everything had to be wrapped up before then. The shooting of the movie, and the recovery of the president's remains.
Yeah, I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found them pretty quick, huh?
Agent Lang, we need to have the so-called monster footprints analyzed again.
Yeah, I guess we do. If there was a body under one of them, there should be trace evidence to confirm it. Hey, give me somebody from forensics.
Sir, presenting the findings of our analysis, sir. Traces of human remains were found in the dirt, along with the other signs of a body having been buried.
So it really was him.
Bones were also discovered from the home of Excelsius Winner. The physique looks to be about right, and dental and medical records are a match. It's him, no doubt about it.
Well, that should be open and shut.
So I suspected the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago. The SS-5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide.
Concrete was broken and the earth exposed after Excelsior Winter dug up President Wang's corpse. Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? This case has taken so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track.
Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings just to confirm that we understand everything correctly.
We'll do that summary in the next episode. That'll actually be a good way for me to get started. I hope that you're all still enjoying this. We have to be close to the end. If they found stuff at Winter's house, like, he's pretty clearly guilty. That should be pretty open and shut. I'm feeling there's going to be a bit more to it than that. but we shall see. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.